Welcome everyone to our assignment E presentation of ethics in international business. We are group 10.1 consisting out of Mart van Goor and Mart van Hoorn, and today we're going to talk about manipulative pricing. What is manipulative pricing? Well, we define manipulative pricing as offering misleading prices to consumers while covering up the real cost of the product or service, with an essential goal to attract more customers and to create buzz for the products or services they have created. But I hear you asking yourselves right now, how do these firms use these manipulative pricing strategies to their advantage? Through which ways or through which means? Well, we can define three of those. The first one is hidden costs and fees. Customers will incur these at one of the last stages of the payment process, and since they are almost done with paying, they accept these and go on with the payment process. The second one is the lower quality of the product or service. Uh, Companies will offer their products at a lower price, and these lower price will be met by a lower quality of the product or service. And the third one is the evasive discounts or promotions and advertisements. So a company makes a product or service more financially beneficial for the customers. However, in reality, this is not the case. So now we have come to the part of the video. The video is made by CNBC, which is an American consumer news and business channel. And the video is titled "How Consumer Junk Fees Secretly Invaded the US Economy and How President Biden Wants to Stop Them." And this video is published on the 25th of April in 2023. So let's take a look at it.
Nearly $65 billion. That's how much money is lost to this deceptive American practice. Junk fees.
We're tired of being played for suckers.
It really seems like companies have become addicted to junk fees.
And it's making companies billions of dollars richer across industries spanning banking and telecom to entertainment and hospitality.
I stayed at a hotel. I asked, are there any extra fees? They said no. The bill on the last night, we were charged a $40 a night amenity fee, but even crazier, a $1 mandatory charity donation. I looked up the charity. It's a charity that goes back to the hotel.
These fees are more than just annoying. The White House says they weaken market competition, raise costs, and ultimately drain the wallets of Americans.
The very entity that's creating these fees are the ones telling you, well, we have to charge them.
Their investors and shareholders really like it. It's another way to pull in more revenue without really competing.
So you just watched an introduction video on junk fees. And these junk fees are an essential part of the manipulative pricing strategies been going on for the recent decades. They are not the manipulative pricing itself, but they are the covered costs that customers may occur later in the payment process. We define the junk fees as a cost that has little to no added value to the service or product bought by the customer, and these are not subject to forces of competition. So they are artificially made by the company that offers the product. And you may be asking yourselves right now, when does these junk fees occur essentially? Well, we can define three of them. First one is the banking fees, which for example are the overdraft fees or the account maintenance fees, and these have resulted in a $20 billion revenue for credit card companies in 2022. However, it's good to know that these banking fees are unavoidable, so a customer is forced to pay these to the credit card companies, which makes them rather illegal and unfair. Second type is leisure fees, and for example these are concerts, flights, hotels, so everything you do that's connected with entertainment and tourism. These companies do not show on the advertisement price the junk fee itself, so they cover it up, and you may occur this, as I said before, in one of the last stages of the payment process. So which makes them really hard to compare for customers. A good example of this is Ryanair. And the third one we can define is home fees. And these home fees are, for example, document preparation fees or closing costs that one may occur when buying a house or car or internet essentially.
So how can we solve this problem of junk fees? The government of America is already trying to stop companies from charging these junk fees, and they try to squash these fees. And the CFPD already has had some success in this, in the solving of these problems, because the government already has a law that it's not legal to charge these. So the CFPD were really successful with a couple of cases. They got lots of money back for their customers. So they succeeded a couple of times. But what is the problem with the most cases? It's the policy problems, because there's not really a clear line whether something is a junk fee or something that's still allowed. So we need to really draw, to solve it, we really need to draw a really specific straight line between something being a junk fee or not. So that's what Joe Biden, the President of America, is now trying to do. He wrote the Junk Fees Prevention Act, and he here forbids, he tries to forbid companies, for example, plane companies, of charging parents to take their kid with them. But the problem with this is that the prices will most likely just shift. So once you're not paying the junk fee, you have to pay the full price upfront. So that won't make a really big difference. And for example, they're trying to cut down the late payments on credit cards. But once this payment goes down, the other customers have to pay more interest. So we saw that there is a big problem of junk prices. And the junk prices is of course very unethical, because the customer expects something, they expect a specific price, and once they try to buy it, they have to pay more. And solving these problems would of course be very ethical, because it will be beneficial for the greater good. And that's why it might be better for the United States to solve this problem by writing some really good laws that would prevent companies from doing this.